They brought into the house through the TV and the wonderful stars who received them. And little did I think they were free. It's a great cause that we all raise money for tonight. And certainly, I thought the awards were given exactly the right way around. Those who have done amazing things in the world and, as somebody else said, cured people and helped people, got the awards first, and then roll in the clowns. It's amazingly wonderful to be Irish anywhere in the world. You notice I tried to hide it with my Latin looks. Yeah, it doesn't work. I just want to say something to a couple of disappointed people who are sitting down there. Not just disappointed, but absolutely mortified. I am not Barry McGuigan. I know there's a half a dozen people there tonight who are going, oh, shit! Because they came into the toilet and went, ho, ho, ho. Well, there's two things about that. I'm a comedian. And I'm from Finglas. You do that, I'll probably fucking hit you. Instinct. I particularly want to apologize to two people. Number one, the doorman on the way in, who asked me would I fancy going 3 rounds with him. Barry. I said, yeah. And then he took his hat off and I thought it was one of my kids. So I didn't hit him. Also the manager on the way up, and I didn't know how to say no. He stopped me on the way, and you see, sometimes you think you're a celebrity. And he handed me a bit of paper and a pen, and he said, I wonder, could I get your autograph? And I said, sure. And I had just written, best wishes. He said, it's to Matthew, my son. Oh, best wishes, Matthew. And as I'm writing Matthew, he said, he loves the boxing. I fucking wrote Barry. I hadn't got the heart. I hadn't the heart. I hadn't the heart to say it. I'm so sorry. I'm just a chicken. It is wonderful to be Irish anywhere in the world. It's particularly wonderful tonight to be Irish in Manchester. We are very lucky. My family have done very well out of Great Britain over the years. All my family have come over here at some stage to work. And indeed, I thought tonight the dinner menu was in my family's honour. The soup was the exact soup my sister Eilish used to make when I was a kid. The chicken was cooked exactly like my mother would cook it on Sunday. And then the dessert, they knew my father was in the building trade, obviously. Nice touch. Nice touch. Bring the roof down and we'll eat it. We Irish traditionally have done magnificently well in the United Kingdom, and they have really welcomed us with open arms. From the earliest days of Eamon Andrews and Terry Wogan and Dave Allen, to Jimmy and Frank, who have opened the doors for so many of us. I thank you for that, for giving us the opportunity and warming them up and getting them ready to accept us. If we're doing well, as Mrs. Brown is, thank God. If we are doing well, it is because we stand on the shoulders of giants. Thank you very much, Frank and Jimmy. For those of you who still think I'm Barry McGuigan, let me briefly tell you I'm not. My name is Brendan O'Carroll. I was born in 1955 in Finglas, which is a part of Dublin where if you live there and have 2 ears, you're a sissy. I'm the youngest of 11 children. My mother told me when I was very young that I was just one more time for old time's sake. This is true to God. I found her diary for 1954. And on the 5th of December, there's an entry that says, must see the doctor tomorrow. He says, I'm either pregnant or it's a growth. And in brackets she has, I hope to Jesus it's a growth. I found this when I was 13 and I said, look at that. Look what you wrote. And she said, and you wear a growth and you're malignant. I did my primary schooling in St. Gabriel's School in O'Devney Gardens. A great school. Teachers didn't apply there. They ended up there. There was 48 in my class. And by the time the roll was called, we went home. Father Eireann here tonight reminded me of, we used to have a priest called Father Quinn, whom I based a character on in the play. And he was a real, he was one of the, what I used to call the cuddly priests. You know, he loved the kids. I love you, kids, I love you. And we used to be going, then let us go fucking home. But he really took a genuine interest in us. He took a genuine interest in us, and this is a true story, and I want to relate it because Father Eireann reminded me very much of Father Quinn. Father Quinn was in this school one day, and he was trying to get the kids, he was trying to encourage the kids to dream, what would you like to be? And one kid was saying, I'd like to be this, I'd like to be that, I'd like to be that, and our teacher was very cynical. And Father Quinn would go to one kid, what would you like to be? And the teacher goes, skip him. Next year, what would you like? Skip him, don't go to him. And eventually the teacher said him. And there was one kid, his name was Pat McCabe, but we used to call him Stammer McCabe because he had a stammer. I know kids are cruel, and we were really cruel because we used to, every time there was a geography question, we couldn't wait for the teacher to ask him to say Afghanistan. We'd fall around the place laughing. And Father Quinn said to Stammer, what are you going to be when you grow up? And Stammer said, Sir, I'd like to be a jockey. And the teacher got there before Father Quinn and said, not a chance. By the time he says, giddy up, the fucking race will be over. That's a true story. For those of you that have seen all 4 parts of the Mrs. Brown trilogy, thank you. Part 5 is on the way. I know a bandwagon when I see one. Thank you for your support. I came here first about 18 years ago looking for gigs. I was doing stand-up, and I spent a week knocking on doors and trying places. I hadn't a penny in my pocket, and I didn't get a gig, as it turns out. And Kevin Kennedy, God bless him, from Coronation Street, a lovely guy, he gave me a tenner to get me enough juice to get me to the boat. I've never paid him back. Well, he was drunk at the time. He's off the drink now. He can't remember it. But it is nice to come back some years later, as we did a few weeks ago, and spend a week here playing to 12,000 Manchurian people. Thank you very much for your support. To finish, I can't accept this award without paying tribute and indeed gratitude to the people. I'm delighted that I get to write the plays, and in fact, unlike Philomena, I don't have any other awards. I've written 6 novels, I've written 4 movies, I've written 4 plays, and I've written numerous stand-up DVDs, and this is my first award. No, first of many. But if you wouldn't mind, and I won't ask you to clap them individually, but if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to ask the cast from Mrs. Brown just to come up and take a bow, if you wouldn't mind. Would you all come up, guys? Please. This is Pat Shields, Mike Pyatt, that's my good wife, Jennifer, Rory Cowan, Danny, Amanda Woods, Gary Hollywood. Gary was in a Scottish soap called The High Road since he was a kid. And this is Fiona, my daughter Fiona, who plays Maria, Paddy, who plays Dermot, and Eilish, who plays Winnie. Like everybody else, and I'm sure you guys will also acknowledge, comedy is great, but it's not a one-man show. And these people inspire me to get out of bed every day of the week. I thank you all. Good night and God bless.